Well, hey there, Ramon D's here, 48 Days Marketing Coach. And listen, I'm really excited to have a few moments to share with you today the 3 things every chiropractic practice must do online in 2018 to get more practice members. You see, the problem with online marketing right now is it's effective, but it can be very overwhelming. I understand most people out there don't need to be convinced about online marketing anymore. But what is hard for most business owners is knowing where to focus. In short, the question becomes, what makes the most impact when it comes to converting casual website browsers into actual customers? That's where a lot of people are challenged from the conversations that I've had. Now, I'm a big believer in the 80-20 rule. And this principle says that about 20% of the things you do end up giving you the majority of your positive results. So, said another way, 80% of your positive results comes from 20% of the activities you engage in. Now today, I want to show you how to focus on the 20% that you need to prioritize. That way you can be more efficient. So, the 3 things that every successful chiropractic practice is doing right online. Now in short, you can do these and skip the other stuff, at least in the beginning. Now, when most people are scoping out a new business, what do they do? Well, here's what they do. First, they search for your website. Second, the very next thing is they look for your Facebook page. Now, let me back up just a little bit, because when people are looking for, if someone's in pain, I've been under chiropractic care for the last going on 21 years, since 1997. In today's world, when people have issues, pain, they may go researching their pain problem first, try to really name it if they're not certain what it is. But once they come to the conclusion that they need a chiropractor, then they're going to look for your website. They're going to look for your Facebook page. But here's the other thing they're going to look for. Somewhere in the process, they're going to search for reviews from previous patients, because fewer and fewer people are willing to take a risk with their health without looking at your track record. So, is it cool if I walk you through what you need to do to take advantage of this behavior? Number 1, your website. Okay? You want to make sure that your practice website is doing the following 7 things right. Number 1, it has to look amazing. We're all familiar with the saying, it's cliche at this point, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So, like it or not, people make a judgment about your practice on the basis of what they see on your website. So this is why it needs to look amazing, and it needs to look amazing on every device that people are searching on, be it a laptop, a mobile device, a tablet, whatever the case may be. Your website has to focus on your specialty. You don't want your website to be too generic, because then it may not really convince your prospective patient that you can help them for what specific need that they may have. I mean, you know very well, some people struggle more with headaches, some upper back pain, lower back pain. Okay. Third thing, you want your website to walk first-time patients through their first visit. Give them a sense of what to expect, because it helps them to feel more comfortable when they know what they're walking into. Number 4, you want to make sure your location and hours easy to find. You might be surprised at how many websites I come across today of local businesses, and even some chiropractors, where this information is just not obvious. And so if someone who's in pain has to struggle to find out where you're located and what hours you're open, it may be easier for them to click out of your website, go find another website, and ultimately decide to go to another chiropractor. Number 5, a tracking phone number or trackable phone number. This is big, because tracking phone numbers give you a concrete way to measure the true return on investment from your website marketing. Okay. I've got a story of a client that I encouraged to put a tracking phone number. They were actually looking to do billboard advertising. This was several years ago. And they had these little street signs that they were using. But when they bought about 4 tracking numbers. They put 1 number on the billboard, 1 number on the street signs. And within 30 days of them implementing my advice to them, when I went back in, they were able to say, wow, Ramon, we can see now that our street signs are outperforming our billboard by 4-1. But the only way they were able to do that, was because they had tracking phone numbers. Number 6, you want pictures of the doctor or doctors and staff. It goes a long way when a prospective patient can get a sense of who they're going to be engaging with on the website prior to even picking up the phone, let alone walking into the office. 7, and this is a big one, you want great content from the doctor. Because like I was saying earlier, buyers in every industry, especially in the health, when it comes to health and wellness, people so oftentimes, even my mother was telling me, she does her research on Google, and when she goes to see the doctor, I think it was her cardiologist, who would say, well, even though Dr. Google says, see, we all understand people look and they do research using Google today. So the issue becomes this: when people are experiencing the headaches, the neck pains, the back pains, the strains from being in their, in their CrossFit workout, when they go looking for answers online, is there content that the doctor has written that speaks to your ideal customer? Because if there's great content from the doctor that really speaks to your ideal customer, it positions the doctor as an authority, and it lets that prospective patient know, wow, this doctor really understands my situation. He really understands, or she really understands what I'm going through. And it increases the trust factor before they ever even pick up the phone. So great content from the doctor is huge. So, do you have questions? If so, I want to encourage you. Make a note so you can email us once we wrap this up, all right? Number 2, your Facebook page. Now, you want to make sure your Facebook page is doing the following, okay? This is just it's an example, a demo Facebook page. This is not a real practice, at least not the one that you're looking at here. There is an active chiropractic in several different locations. But I wanted to give you an example, okay, of what you should be looking for. Number 1, on your Facebook page, you want to make sure it has a professional profile photo, okay? And of course, you see there's a doc giving an adjustment, and the logo is right there in the image, all right? Second thing is, it needs to have a professional cover photo. Again, it's pretty straightforward, slogan there: you deserve to be active at every stage of life, all right? Third, again, you want great content on your Facebook page. Now, as we all know, Facebook pictures convert very well. And so content like this is a great way to encapsulate a message. Could be a blog post, but you can summarize a blog post in an image like this. And that way, a prospective patient that's just kind of scrolling through Facebook, maybe right before they go to bed, and they're just catching up with friends and family. But if they see this post, and if they've got kids, school-age kids, and they want to make sure that their kids stay healthy, then that's irrelevant, that's specific. But there's so many things that you can do with great content that is on your Facebook page. Now, the other thing is you need to post daily. Okay. So ideally, twice a day is great. But what happens is, when people go looking at your Facebook page, if your Facebook page is not up to date, then it can leave the impression that your practice may not be up to date. Now, I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying it's fair, but I am saying that is how people oftentimes make snap judgments. And this is why it's so important that you have regular, fresh, valuable content being added to your page on a regular basis. Now, number 3, your online reputation. You need to have at least, and this is a great starting point, 6 to 10 4 or 5-star reviews in 2018. Now, why am I saying that? Well, more people are looking at reviews, and we can see from the most recent survey that was done by Bright Local. This was just published, I want to say November 2017. We can see a trend here. Now, of course, there are numbers of industries represented on this slide. However, when it comes down to chiropractors and alternative health professionals, that's one of the steepest growth curves over a 1-year period among all the industries that we're looking at. And so what it says is, again, people are more and more concerned about what your previous or existing patients have to say about the services that they've received, and they're taking this into consideration before deciding if they're going to call you, your office, your practice, or someone else's practice. So it's important to bear this in mind. And of course, we pulled this right off of the Bright Local Consumer Review Survey. You can Google that if you want to get additional information about that. All right. So here's the thing. Because more people are looking for reviews, you need to ask all of your patients or practice members, whichever you prefer, you want to ask them to leave feedback on a regular basis. This is important. It's hugely important. Reviews from patients actually factor into how well your website ranks in today's world, okay, in case you didn't know that. And then ideally, a system that allows your practice members to leave feedback and then integrates with your website and social media pages, that's really what you want. And so the images that you see there on this page, it's actually a service that we provide to our clients to help them collect reviews from their patients or customers and then convert those reviews into 4- or 5-star reputations in terms of online. So if you do those 3 things, all right, with your website, your Facebook page, and your online reputation, you will capture a ton of business in 2018. Now, I would love to help you do all 3 better. So if you have any questions, please shoot me an email, Ramon@48dmc.com, and I look to get back in touch with you within 24 hours of you reaching out to us. All right. Hey, I appreciate your time. Wish you the best. I hope you have a wonderful 2018, and we'll love to be able to help in any way that we can. All right. Make it a great day.